Gyles Brandreth, a close friend of Prince Philip, exposed the Duke's thoughts on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in a throwback interview. The impeccably connected Gyles Brandreth is one of the country's most popular broadcasters. Tonight, he will star on ITV's All-Star Musicals, judged by Samantha Barks, Trevor Dion Nicholas, and Elaine Page. He was a presenter for Good Morning Britain in the 80s, frequently appears on Countdown and The One Show, and is a regular on BBC Radio 4's Just a Minute programme too. A 5-year stint at Conservative MP for the City of Chester constituency in the early 90s broke up his media career, which he resumed upon his defeat. Mr Brandreth's latest venture sees him travel across the British Isles visiting the places that inspired some of Britain's most famous authors. Charles Dickens with Gyles Brandreth airs on Channel 5 at 7:35 p.m. on Saturday evening, and sees Mr Brandreth visit Bleak House in Broadstairs, where the famous author wrote David Copperfield, and a host of other Dickensian places. Mr Brandreth enjoys a close relationship with several members of the royal family, notably the late Prince Philip. He has written numerous books on the royals, including Philip and Elizabeth, Portrait of a Marriage and Philip, The Final Portrait. Following the Duke of Edinburgh's death earlier this year, Mr Brandreth said, "The Duke showed me great friendliness over 40 years, but royalty offer you friendliness, not friendship, and you have to remember the difference." In an interview with the Daily Mail shortly after the Duke passed away, Mr Brandreth offered an insight into Philip's thoughts on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's decision to step back from royal duties. The Queen had said in a statement that she was saddened by their decision, but that they would remain much-loved members of the family. Mr Brandreth said, "The Duke of Edinburgh was equally sorry that it should come to this. Harry had only succeeded his grandfather as Captain General of the Royal Marines in 2017. Philip had done the job for 64 years. Harry had barely managed 30 months. The Duke of Edinburgh was not pleased, nor did he believe that Harry and Meghan were doing the right thing either for the country or for themselves." Philip had, however, expressed sympathy with his grandson, and supported Harry's desire to do things in his own way. Mr Brandreth said, Philip, said to me, "People have got to lead their lives as they think best." Harry and Meghan's explosive interview with Oprah Winfrey aired just over a month before Philip passed away. Mr Brandreth aired Philip's alleged thoughts on the interview. "I know from someone close to him that he thought Meghan and Harry's interview with Oprah Winfrey was madness and no good could come of it. I was not surprised because that is exactly how he described the personal TV interviews given by Prince Charles and Diana, Prince of Wales back in the 90s. Meghan and Harry moved away from the unofficial royal motto of never complain, never explain, made a mainstay of the royal family by the Queen Mother." Mr Brandreth said this troubled Philip. He said, "The fact that the Meghan and Harry interview was aired while Philip was in hospital did not trouble him. What did worry him was the couple's preoccupation with their own problems and their willingness to talk about them in public. Give TV interviews by all means," he said, "but don't talk about yourself." That was one of his rules. I know he shared it with his children. I imagine he shared it with his grandchildren, too. Philip loved Harry, much like the Queen does, and admired him for his military career. He opted to stay out of things when the details of their departure were being thrashed out. Mr Brandreth claimed Philip responded to the rift by saying, "I'll soon be out of it and not before time." This year, Her Majesty delivered a moving traditional festive address as she spoke about spending the first Christmas without her beloved husband. This is the first Christmas that the Queen will be spending without Prince Philip in 73 years. There was no direct mention of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle as the Queen appeared to have snubbed the Sussexes overall.